The Angelina Jordan story. Ivan Mendez interview, LA guitarist. This is from Alan Papier's website. That right there is Alan Papier. That is, I think everybody recognizes Ivan Mendez from the Angelina Jordan videos. I just posted two today, a million years ago, an Adele cover, and Stay, a Rihanna cover. Both beautifully done. Ivan was the accompanist in both. So I'm going to get out of the way. We're going to watch the interview, listen to the interview. I'm probably not going to say an awful lot. I'll save my comments for the end for those that want to hear them. For those that don't, then you know what to do. So let's get busy. This is a fairly long 38.5 minutes long. So let's get busy.
Hello, Ivan.
Hey, Alan.
Nice to meet you. Thank you for participating, and it should be a very interesting conversation we're about to have.
I'm excited. It was a pleasant surprise to have you reach out and want to talk about my experience playing music with Angelina. I enjoyed it so much, and I hope it happens again in the future. I know she's so busy; her career is like taking off. So who knows what the future holds.
I'm surprised more people haven't contacted you about it because you have a unique role that you've had with her, and I'm surprised that more contact has not been made with you about her.
Well, I guess, only the people that are going through, all the things that they're going through understand how busy they are. So I can't really say why, but
yeah, I mean, fame is a very fickle thing because you want it, and then once you have it, you then realize the drawbacks, and you then realize all the pressure and how you live your life in a goldfish bowl. It's really, really incredible.
Exactly.
Yeah. And you are born and raised in California, yes?
Actually, I'm not. So I live in California. Right now I live in Orange County, south of LA. Yeah. And I was born in Mexico, and I was raised in Mexico for a good part of my life. And then I came out here to go to school for college, and then I just been around since.
And so your Spanish is better than your English?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Right now it's kind of half and half, actually, just because I don't practice my Spanish as much. But
we'll have to make do with your English today, okay?
Yeah. Yes.
So tell me, how did you and Angelina first meet? What was your first contact?
Angelina and I met through a friend. So I was playing in a band where the keyboardist had already known them for a long time. And he just asked me if I was willing to take any gigs at the moment. And I told him, yes, I'd love to, because, I've been doing music for 15 years and it's always been my passion, but I never pursued it professionally because I always sort of focus on school and my career, So I said yes, and he gave my contact information to their manager, and then he reached out to me to ask to send some videos of me playing, learning some of their songs, sending the video kind of like an audition. I believe they were still in Norway at the time, so they hadn't moved over here to the US. And I went ahead and sent a few videos, got back a good response. And the first way I met them was by practicing for our first performance in Cabo, Mexico. We played at a hotel for a gala. It was called Gala de Danza.
Wow.
And that was wonderful because I met them shortly after they arrived to the US. So that's kind of how I started my journey with Angelina, and they were just such a unique, together, and such a tight family and warm family. It was just such a privilege. It was amazing.
That is what comes across all Angelina Jordan fans who pay any attention. They're aware of the family unit and how supportive it is. And Angelina talks about that all the time. And, she realizes how lucky she is. And that really, really comes across. She's really lucky like that.
Yeah, so that's sort of how we met. It was a friend of a friend that kind of connected us, and then from there, we just continued to work together
Wow.
to make videos.
Now, when I was speaking to Egil, and you've seen the video, he was making the point that when they had a practice session, everything was completely spontaneous and everything was just invented as they went along. Is that how you found it with Angelina?
Yes, actually, a lot of the times I would ask them if they could just let me know what songs they wanted to record ahead of time so I could learn them. And that was not really their style. It was more like, well, just, come over and then we'll figure it out. So I just showed up, and then we'd probably hang out for like the first half the day. And then sometime at night, like pretty late, then we'll be like, oh, hey, have you heard this song? No, I've never heard that song. And then be like, yeah, well, that's a really good song. I think we like to do this song. Okay. And then I would learn it just right then, and then we would record it.
I mean, congratulations on being part of the extended family. You're very lucky like that.
Yes, I realized that it was something very special from the very beginning. They are definitely, they are fighters. They left their home in Norway to come to US to pursue the dream, the family's dream, or Angelina's dream, which is it's a pretty big undertaking, settling into a new home and getting to know new people. And so it wasn't their first time from my understanding, but still the effort is pretty big. So I realized that being part of that effort was something very special.
Did you know of Angelina Jordan before you had the first contact? Was she on your radar?
Actually, no, I didn't. I was so impressed when I first heard her music, and it was all through my friend. I had never heard of Angelina Jordan before, and the song "Fly Me to the Moon," I loved it. It like just got stuck in my head, and just particularly her version of it. So I really enjoyed learning and playing that song.
Because a lot of the very super fans of Angelina Jordan, they say that their favorite song is the one that they've heard last, because every song is just so dramatic and so impressive and so moving that it's really, really hard to pick a favorite.
It is. I mean, I think her voice is so flexible and diverse that it really can make every song very special.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of the songs, really, you were improvising as you went along. You knew of them, or you were completely improvising as you played?
Some of them I had just learned it. Like, we would learn it, then 5-10 minutes later, then we would record it. And some of them I had heard before. And yeah, I mean, I wish I could say I knew the Elvis Presley song, but I didn't really know it. Like, I wish I could say I knew some of the songs that were very, very popular and famous, but I didn't. And it's kind of like, as a musician, you should know, your basics. But some of my
the generation gap is alive and well.
Yeah, that's for sure. She really knows her music. She knows a lot more music than I do, and I'm 28.
Well, she's maybe one day you'll catch up to her.
Yeah.
Now, I wanted to ask you, did you help her at all in the preparation for her songs for America's Got Talent?
No, I was not involved at that time anymore. So that was all a surprise for me, actually. I didn't know that she was going to be a part of it. When I saw the video of her singing Bohemian Rhapsody, I was just blown away.
Everyone around the world was blown away.
Yes, that was the most, I got the chills as I was watching the whole thing. I mean, that was the most amazing performance I've seen so far.
Yeah.
From my perspective.
The 4 songs we'll be looking at are California Dreaming, A Million Years Ago, Happier, and Stay.
That works.
You Are Warned.
All the leaves are brown and the skies are gray. I've been full of in the such a winter day. I've been safe and warm. If I was in the lake, California dreaming, oh, in a such a winter day.
You know, I've listened to Angelina many, many times, but it's like every time you listen to her again, it's like you remember how great she is. And the fact that this is recorded live, I'm like, this is amazing. Just that I think a lot of people capture in their comments. My biggest challenge was staying focused on playing, was playing with Angelina, because I just couldn't believe a singer this good could be next to me.
Well,
just all of her, you know, all of her detail and the way that she holds every note, the breathing behind it, like just all the texture that she adds in. It's just incredible.
you are famous throughout the world for how you react when you are playing the guitar next to her. And all of the Angelina Jordan fans relate to you because they react in the same way. And you know, you have your own fan base just from how you react to Angelina Jordan. It's wonderful.
Yeah, I do remember seeing some comments about that, and I was like, yeah, I mean, it's true. It's just difficult to concentrate on the song when you're so like an audience, you know, playing and I'm an audience as well, because I'm just listening. I'm trying to follow her to the best that I can. So because that's how she works. She's like, okay, you follow me. And then, yeah, you know, you just follow the tempo to get into the groove. And then I get lost in the music sometimes. So,
because,
yeah.
you know, it's clear, even when she was 7 and 8, she was very, very focused with her music, and she knew exactly what she wanted and what was best. And she was very able to diplomatically communicate that. And, you know, that's one of the special features of her.
Yes. The song is more of an upbeat song, you know, on the regular track. And they were, I remember the goal was to do more of like the flow of the style of Angelina, which is slowing things down. And then eventually it would build back up. And I remember I was just having a lot of trouble, like just staying within tempo. And then finally the song like catches on and it's more of like a strumming. But one of the things that I learned with Angelina was a lot of the songs that I would normally strum on the guitar. You know, someone would listen to a song and you're trying to mimic the beat, the drums, or just the way that the guitar is played. But one of the things that made her music so listenable is to do more finger picking so that everything's more like flowing rather than strumming and singing over the song. You're kind of singing with the song. And I was just going to mention that because that was one of the things that I had to think about as we were preparing for the song. It's like, you know, I wasn't going to be playing the upbeat California dreaming, you know, it was more of just something that it was going to be just slow. And for the people that were expecting the other song, this may seem a little different.
Okay, because of all the songs that she does, this is probably one of the most songs that she totally reinvents from the original. And what she does with it is really, really striking.
If I was in a lake, California dreaming, oh, in such a winter day, California dreaming, oh, in such a winter day, California dreaming, oh, such a winter day.
Yeah, I mean, you were familiar with the original, weren't you, beforehand?
Yes, that one I was. That one I was. I would be really bad if I wasn't.
Because of the four we're doing, this was the only one that I knew before I heard Angelina Jordan's version. So I know of Adele and I know of Rihanna, but I was not familiar with the other songs that we're about to do. You know, it's a generational thing.
Yeah, yeah. I had never learned this song, but I had heard the song before. I had never heard A Million Years Ago. That one I hadn't. But the guitar stays on 4 chords, so it was a pretty easy one to catch on. And then Stay, I had heard many times, and Happier, I had heard a few times as well.
We're doing A Million Years Ago now.
I only wanted to have fun, learning to fly, running to run. Have my heart inside the way when I was young. Deep down, I must have always known that this would be inevitable. To learn my stripes have to pay and bear my soul.
Fun facts that I just realized as I was watching, but one of them is the reason I'm wearing that shirt is because I had just gotten out from work. So normally I would be working in LA, although I've always been living in Orange County. I would drive up to LA for work, and then after work we would get together and then hang out for some time and then actually start working on some music. But a lot of the times it was just me showing up with whatever work, you know, an outfit I had on, and then it was the video. And that one was the one that I ended up having the most views with Angelina, I believe, A Million Years Ago. And another one is I had just put on new strings and I hadn't even cut the ends of it on the guitar, and I just realized they're still like coiled up. So that just tells you how like impromptu a lot of these performances are. It's just kind of like, you know, I show up, we talk about a few songs, and then start playing and turn on the video and record it.
Well, your shirt and the guitar strings hanging out, they did not make the song suffer at all. Not at all, not at all.
Yeah, I guess it looks natural.
Life is flashing by, and all I can do is watch and cry. I miss the air, I miss my friends, I miss my mother, I miss it when life was a party to be thrown. But that was a million years ago.
I didn't even want to stop just because I was enjoying the song so much, Ian.
Well,
yeah.
we're all super fans, aren't we? We're all super fans.
Yeah, we are. It's incredible how she can really get into these songs at her young age and really communicate that with her voice. And just when she goes in that low register and just hangs in there until you can hear the, you know, the really like the scratchy part of the voice, and it was incredible.
I'm a big fan of her low register, but for me, it's so massive. The emotional content she puts into her voice, and almost like she can put it into one word and then a different feeling to another word and another word. And it's just off the charts. And thousands and thousands of people around the world experience this, and they can't put it into words.
Yes, I can't put it into words. I can't. It's just, it's incredible. I mean, it's a gift from God for sure.
Yeah.
I wish I could elaborate more on what she does, but I mean, frankly, I don't know that she understands it all. I think it just comes out. I think that it's really just such a big part of her. I mean, she's been singing since she was so little. She's raised in an artistic family. It's just who she is, and that's what makes it's even more special. That's just
Because when we came up to this point in the conversation with Egil, he just summed it up really, really succinctly. He just said, "This is the magic of music," and that just says it all. That just says it all.
It is. It is the magic of music.
Yeah. Right. And next we will be doing Happier. This song I've never heard of before.
Lately, I've been thinking, I want you to be happier. I want you to be happier. When the morning comes and we see what we've become, in the cool of the day with the flame in the wind, not the fire that we've begun. Every argument, every word we can take back. Cause with all of that happened, I think that we both know the way that the story ends. Then only for a minute, I want to change my mind, cause this just don't feel right to me. I wanna raise the spirits, I want to see you smile, but no, that means I have to.
I'm gonna say, now listening back to the song, I think I could have turned down the guitar a little bit. I think the guitar is just a little bit too hot there. You know, it's always like after the fact that you realize, oh, I should have done this, I should have done that. But yeah, I really like this song. I think the song didn't grow as much as a million years ago or Stead, but I really like the beat on this one. And I think I had heard this song before, but I never really like learned it and listened to it in detail. But a fun fact is that on the background, there's some pictures, but behind those pictures, there's a painting. One of the things I really enjoyed is that her family is all artistic, and that painting was made by her grandma. And a lot of like some of the clothes that I believe the outfit she was wearing was made by her grandma as well when she sang at America.
That time, yeah. But they kind of this painting because
yeah,
they give a lot of painting. As much as I prepared for this video, Ivan, it never occurred to me that you would be enjoying listening to the music so much that you would forget to be commentating.
Yes, well, you know me, I'm more of a fan.
Yeah, aren't we all? Aren't we all?
Yes. Sorry, I really just get into the music, but I'm happy to talk about it, you know, anything about the song. And,
yeah. That wasn't the criticism. That was just a joke.
Yeah.
Let's carry on.
To be happier than only for a minute. I want to change my mind, cause this just don't feel right to me. I wanna raise the spirits, I want to see you smile, but no, that means I'll have to leave. No, that means I'll have to leave. No, that means I'll have to leave.
I don't know the song. I can go and hear the original. I've heard that original song, and it's such a pale shadow compared to what Angelina has done with it.
Yeah. She makes all the songs hers. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah, I know, but it's the creativity is in a different dimension. I mean, where that creativity comes from, and it's just the vision and the inspiration and the scope and it's also original. It's across every single style of music, and she consistently reinvents everything. You know, it's really, really phenomenal.
It's I remember I think what you said is very true, which is that she has a very clear vision for what she wants. Remember when we would sit down and I wasn't really playing the song the way she intended it to be, and she would stop me and tell me, oh, here's where you should go slower, or here's where you need to pick it up, and then direct me. And she was so professional about it. And there were times I would make 3 mistakes in a row. Like I would make a mistake, and I would forget, like, oh yeah, we're supposed to go to the bridge. Or in fact, I made a lot of mistakes on the videos that are out that were published. But I just kind of covered myself. Because a lot of the times I had just learned the song. So like a million years ago, I think I had just learned it, and that must have been maybe the second take. And it was, we were going into a different part of the song, and I totally forgot about it. And it's like, because I was just listening to her, and then I quickly catch myself again, like, you know, on the right track. But she was very good about letting me know what her vision was in few words, right? Just because they had just gotten to the US at that time.
But Egil makes the point that everything they recorded were 1 and maybe 2 takes, and never really more than that.
Yes, and if there were more than that, it was really my fault. It was just me trying to remember how the song went. But for her, it was always on point.
Well, I must say that as a layperson listening to you, I'm not aware of any of your mistakes, Ivan.
Well, that's nice. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay. We have one more song to get through.
All along it was a fever, a cold sweat, heart heated believer. I threw my hands up in the air, said, show me something. He said, if you dare, come a little closer. Round and around and around and around we go. Oh, now, tell me now, tell me now, tell me now, you know.
I was just going to mention something, I don't know. I hope this is okay to say, but I don't think it's bad, but I don't know if many people know that not only I'm very new to a lot of the songs, I learned them on the spot, but she also does, she's a lot of her videos, she's reading off of a screen for the words, the lyrics. And that's another, to be reading and to be able to concentrate on the song. Because when you know the lyrics, when it's your song, you know, you can really interpret and just focus on the interpretation of it. But the fact that she's also reading it, staying on track, and it's like her mind's working on so many different things, and just makes it seem so flawless. And that we were able to do things so quickly. We actually recorded probably twice as many songs, if not 3 times as many songs as they were put out, because we would just do 3 a day. We would just get together, do 3 or 4. She would put up the lyrics, I listened to the song, and then we start recording it.
And so there are a lot of songs which were recorded which were not released?
Yeah, there's probably about 10 of those.
Wow. Would they be on the...
There's something weird, and I haven't really figured out, haven't really looked into it, but I saw there were 2 songs that were published that we recorded, but the video wasn't published. Only the audio was published.
Wow.
It's a song from Sam Smith. I'm Not the Only One.
Yeah.
That one, there's like a video of them in Vegas.
Yeah.
But that's a song that we recorded. It was a video. It's supposed to be a video. I'm not sure how that got out, because I didn't see it coming from an Angelina page. It was like not from her official pages. It was from a fan page, I believe. So I have no idea how that happened. And then another one was Avicii. Avicii. I think that one was Wake Me Up. And on the video was published, but I don't think it was published by Angelina either. And I'm on like I'm not on. I'm on the video, but they blurred me out. You can only see her. So I don't really know how these things happen. But
well, don't take it personally. I'm sure it was done for artistic reason. I'm sure it was done because they felt that the video would add a lot to the song.
Excuse me.
Yeah. No, I'm just curious how they got a hold of that, or if that was from Angelina's team.
Yeah. Her reading the lyrics as she sings is really, really obvious. She does that many, many times. And for people who follow her closely, we're really, really aware. But as you say, she does it absolutely seamlessly. She does it with no problem at all.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah. Let's carry on.
And the way you move makes me feel like I can live without you. Takes me out the way. I want you to stay. Stay. Stay.
That second to the last note, it's the most amazing thing I've ever heard. Hold it to like a very soft, very low point, and then brings her back out, still before she ends the phrase. Amazing.
Well, this interview, Ivan, makes it really, really clear that you actually happen to be an Angelina Jordan superfan, because even though you've heard these songs 10 times or 100 times before, you are moved every time, just like everyone else. This is what I've learned today from this interview with you, that you are completely moved even now.
I am. And I think that would come across when we would work together. I mean, I think they always knew that I knew I was very privileged to be there. I was very grateful, and that it was just such an amazing experience for me. And I would tell everybody, like my friends, that I would show them a video and tell them how grateful I was to be a part of this journey, and that I knew that it potentially would be only temporary because her career was going to take off. So yeah, it was wonderful. I learned a lot from her. I learned a lot from her family, and her family they were just so good to me. So good. They were just really, really nice people. So fortunate.
Because a lot of the Angelina Jordan fans do not understand why she is not world famous now, like an Adele or an Amy Winehouse. You know, she should be. She has that talent. You know, she's just, maybe it'll happen in a year or two, but she should be unbelievably famous by now.
Yeah, and I think that'll come the time when it's right. But her family is very wise to take their time and make sure that any decisions that they make them with a solid foundation, just because they want to protect her. They've made a lot of her choices just to protect her. In due time, I mean, with that kind of talent, you can't really keep it away from the world.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I make videos. I mean, I have her next to Elvis Presley and Frank Sinatra and Adele and Amy Winehouse, and you know, she holds her own with everyone and anyone.
Yeah,
really incredible. Now, Ivan.
No, Amy Winehouse. We also. So another fun fact is I also participated in the song from Amy Winehouse, Valerie. That one we went out to Venice Beach. That's where that was recorded in LA. That was really fun. I didn't know that was gonna be published either. just because most of the music was just made on like with MIDI keyboard. And so, you know, I always felt like I needed to do the best job that I could. And because of her quality of an artist. But that's the amazing thing about them, that they know that the most important thing is to just come out with like just what it is, you know, very, very unfiltered, very genuine, just very raw. And I think that that's the gem of Angelina Jordan. It's just, she doesn't need much. She doesn't need to be added anything to make that. Like a lot of artists that need a lot of production or need a certain image, need to have certain personality. She doesn't need anything.
I find her musical choices are faultless, and they're inspired, and they're original. It's every choice that she makes every second with every note, which is part of her magic.
Yeah.
Now, Ivan, let me ask you about your career. What's happening with your musical career?
So my musical career is not moving very much at the moment. I've been working a lot just on, you know, my daily job. I'm a management consultant, and I tend to work very long hours, which is why I haven't been able to do much with music. But normally from November through February, I'm very, very busy. And then starting around March through the, you know, probably around August, things start opening up, which is the time that I worked with Angelina. We started working around April 2018 all the way through the summer. And then that's when things started to get busy. And that's how, unfortunately, I was not able to continue due to work. And then we kind of lost touch. And, you know, obviously they're in a different train. It's moving much faster than I am. So I wasn't able to catch up. But I'm hoping that now that, you know, things are slowing down for me, I'll be doing more music again, and maybe publishing another video.
Because I heard your I Took a Pill in Ibiza, and I'll play a clip of that now, just because it's very good, and you should have a little bit of advertising from this moment.
Well, thank you, appreciate it.
I took a pill in Ibiza to show Avicii I was cool. And when I finally got sober, felt 10 years older. But fuck it, it was something to do. I'm living out in LA. I drive a sports car just to prove I'm a real big baller, cause I made $1 million and I spent it on girls and shoes. But you don't wanna be high like me, never really knowing why you like me. You don't ever wanna step off that roller coaster and be all alone.
Well, I appreciate your contribution, Ivan, over the years and for this last hour. I appreciate you taking the time and energy. And it is the ongoing mystery of what Angelina does and how she does it. And every little piece of information is part of the solution. It all helps us understand it a little bit better. Thank you, Ivan.
You know, I guess, yeah, before we get into that video, is that I can't wait till people can go to concerts again and she's performing, because that's the best way to understand it. It's just taking it in and enjoying it live. I think just being there while we were recording and practicing, your soul just takes it in. You know, you don't need to dice. You know, you don't need to get every little piece and understand why she does what she does. It's just, that's the beauty about art. It just happens, and art is just allowing yourself to make mistakes and knowing which ones to keep. You know which ones you don't keep, which ones you keep.
Thank you, Ivan. It's great talking to you, great meeting you. And I'll send you a copy of the video before I publish it, just so you can give me a thumbs up, okay?
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you, Ivan. Thank you.
Okay, that's the end of the video. And, you know, there you go. I think if you're an Angelina Jordan fan, which is probably why you're here, and you listen to the whole thing, that, you know, it just kind of confirms I think what we already kind of knew or believed about Angelina, you know, she is music. I mean, that's basically what Ivan is saying. Ivan. I wonder which way he wants it, Ivan or Ivan. I consider that Ivan, but maybe Ivan. Doesn't matter. Anyway, you know, Angelina is she's a musical prodigy, genius, master, call it whatever you want to call her. And we all kind of think that and believe that and say that. And the reason is because we believe it's true. You know, she seems to have, it's within her. It's not something that she's got to work at. I mean, she practices and all that. So I'm not saying she doesn't work at it. But even things like reading the lyrics off a screen, so she doesn't have to memorize the lyrics, she can just read it. Somehow she's able to follow the music. I don't even know how she can follow the tune in that case, because maybe she doesn't even know the melody even, you know. So what are you reading that too off of that screen? that's way past any ability level I have. Just reading it would be way challenging for me, let alone infusing it with my feelings and the way I would interpret the song. And then the melody part too, and then you got the guitarist that you're trying to bring along to. You know, he's following you, the guitarist. So anyway, I could ramble on for a while, but you guys all know what I'm talking about. You know, Angelina is great. She's the best. And she's the best for all kinds of reasons. It's not just the singing. It's all the other stuff. It's all the stuff we were just talking about. How many recording artists out there do you see they're reading lyrics while they're singing? You don't see any doing that, really. I mean, I don't recall ever seeing anybody do that. That to me has got to be difficult. And then to put emotion in it, not many can pull that off, period. Whether they practice it or whatever they do, they just aren't able to do it. And I don't know what Angelina does to make it happen. It happens because it's Angelina, I think. And it's also beautifully a part of who she is. And I think her family, her upbringing, the nature of the family being tight, being loving, supportive, and all the other things they just seem like they're nice. They're really nice people. And I believe that her household and her upbringing were all part of her nurturing to be the person she is today. I think that's undeniable. Because we're all, you know, there's an old saying, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, which is so true. And, you know, we also are a product of our environments. That's also true. So that stuff doesn't happen by mystery. It happens by maybe somewhat design, but also by, you know, what you're surrounded by in your environment. So that's enough of that. I'm not an expert on any of this stuff. I'm just rambling. Observations throughout my life is the best I can give you. So have a good day. Thanks for listening. And we'll see you on the next video. Have a good day. Bye-bye.